Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this live stream with. Oh, wait, it's just me. Thank you for watching the Daily Hodl Show, guys. Oh man, you know what? It's always an interesting time in crypto, and the realization we had yesterday. Remember yesterday when I was like, "What? That was the dumbest thing that the CEO could ever do," and then I was like, "Oh wait." I see the plan. Now I'll unfold right in front of me. It's like, remember what I've always said, right? I've said this over and over. The only way for anyone to get more Bitcoin is someone to sell it to them, right? And well, what if you got your enemy to say, hey, listen, if you push the price down to X, Y, and Z, right? I'm gonna go bankrupt and have to sell my Bitcoin. And then they go and do that. Well, what happens? As they're pushing the price down, you can go and buy it. Because they have to sell it. And then they'll be stuck. Since they'll have to buy this back one way or another. Right? And so it's like a trap, right? This is what Michael Saylor has done, and we're gonna talk about that and more in today's episode. And we're gonna have fun with this, man, because it's crazy. It's crazy how what Michael Saylor has done. Crazy, right? Guys, I noticed there's what since there's like nobody in YouTube. Right? Why don't you guys say hi? And like a few people in was it X? Come on, if you're here, say hello. Where are you from? I'm originally from Canada, born in Trinidad, by the way. So in Trini. I shoot you and shit and charge you for spelling stink. Yes. So tell me guys, where you guys are all from. Thank you for saying hello. Thank you for saying good morning. It's really good afternoon here, right? And yeah, thank you guys. Like I felt like abandoned in the what's it called? The chat area here. Like where are y'all? There you go. Thank you. Okay. Didn't feel like a little lonely. Perfect. There you go. Nigeria in the house. India in the house. All right, Norway. Yes. Pennsylvania in the house. Dan, the man. All right. Still bullish on Pepe. No. Pay. Come on, man. It's meme coin. If it wasn't gonna do it, it didn't do what it. If it didn't do the thing that it had to do on the meme coin time cycle, it just not. I don't think it's gonna do it now. So, right, that's what it is. Switzerland, yes. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for not leaving me in the cold here. Appreciate it. All right. With that said, let's start off the show. Right. Make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe. Right, and if you, I'm like the mouse is not the mouse is not mousing here. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I need a new mouse, but it's not mousing. Here, let me just see if maybe I have to change the settings on the mouse here to get it to mouse. Mr. Mouse, why are you so? Oh, that's why. There we go. So now we can just, I can easily move it around. There we go. So let's switch videos. And there we go. Now make sure you hit the like and subscribe on Mr. M's podcast as well, right? Look, the mouse is mousing like crazy. Yeah. And if you're interested in buying Bitcoin, you could always get over to these exchanges. There's lots of new exchanges. There's actually one new exchange, Buy DeFi, right? which is giving away like a nice small bonus, which you're interested if you're interested in that. Okay. Once again, Bitcoin Mina. If you guys are in the Abu Dhabi area, Michael Saylor will be talking, right? And also I will be speaking there. So yeah, why don't you meet us there and get a 10% off or like a nice discount if you use my code DaVinci. The link is in the description below. Okay, let's have some fun. I wish Mr. M was here because I wanted him to see this. I wanted to see his reaction when he sees this. Now, I want to see your reaction when you see this. You're like, when I saw this, I had to play this a few times. Like, say what? Hey, what? What the hell am I seeing here? What the heck? Wow. Golders entering the Bitcoin dip. It's like, ouch. That looks painful. Yeah, I guess like the people who are getting the Bitcoin dip in 2025. Oh, anyways, moving on. Bitcoin logs its worst day since March. Yes. Bitcoins and Ether fell sharply on Monday. Risk-off sentiment in broader markets hangs over digital assets as sell-off resumes in December. Dum, dum, dum. Dum, dum, dum. Run from Bitcoin. That's what this article is all about. It is about, scaring the people when it's time to scare them. Because you know what? They will not. You know, notice how gold was making crazy highs, and they were like, gold. Did you know that gold's going up, right? Did you know that gold is a little bit higher right now? Right? We're not sure why. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Neither did. That was how CNBC was talking about gold. Okay, that's how you know. That's how you know it had more to run, and it's still running. Because, well, let me see. Let's take a look at the price of gold. Let's see here if I have gold here. Damn, G. Notice how gold has bottomed here off of its like run. Let's just go to a 4 hour so we can see it a little bit better. So it went down, back up, but it's almost back to its all-time highs, right? And it's taken off. So, and yet it's pumped heavily. Of course, on like if we were to go to the daily, you can see that of course they had to take it down yesterday. Of course, right? Because they can't start the week with gold up. That's just they can't handle that, right? they can't handle that. Why? Because gold is they'd have to talk about that, right? They can't do that on the Monday morning because then it would follow through the week. And so they suppress the price of gold, right? And so there it is. So with that said, right, gold is an example of how you know that the mainstream media, that it has something that has more upside to go, and the mainstream media is making sure that you don't know about it, you don't talk about it, right? And it has a whole lot more upside, whole lot, like gazillions. Another one that has a whole lot of upside, which no one's mentioning, which I mean, it's made all-time highs after all-time highs. You don't hear a peep from CNBC. What's silver? That's silver, whatever. Silver, whatever. Silver. Just up a little bit, just a little bit. So yeah, there it is. That's how you know. It's that time. Let's see here. My mouse stopped mousing again. Come on. There we go. Gotta break it in over here. Okay. BTC price analysis. Bitcoin could crash another 50%. Yeah, possible. Right? We can see it break down. It's possible. But, and I think we'll talk about it in a second. I think Michael Saylor has a little bit to do with that. Honestly, I really do. Because you don't put out, hey, this is how you destroy my company. If you want. You don't do that. Right? You don't do that. Right? Unless, right? Unless there's a plan involved, right? So, that's what I'm thinking. So, will we go lower? Probably, but there's still a good chance that we could turn things around. So, this is why you have the dollar cost average. You have to buy Bitcoin at any price. Start buying, especially when it's coming low, right? When it's coming down, that should be your signal to buy. You buy, right now, and you buy if it comes down again, and you keep buying. That's it. You don't go all in with your buys. You just go, okay, well, I've got this much money. I'm going to buy a little bit now. That's it. Bitcoin champion strategy launches dollar reserves amid crypto sell-off. Share slide as the group warns of losses up to 5.5 billion in digital asset prices do not rebound. Okay, so this is beautiful, right? This is so beautiful for Mike. He's putting this out, I'm sure. Just like, or he's getting people to do this for him. Shares of MicroStrategy slipped after Bitcoin champion launched a U.S. dollar reserve fund. Its dividends to fund its dividends, and warns that it could incur 5.5 billion loss if prices of the cryptocurrency does not rebound this year. Yeah. According to GAAP accounting, that's right. That's exactly right. Yes. That's exactly what will happen. Let's just say a price stays exactly where it is by the end of the year, right? When this article was written. That's exactly what he would take. A $5.5 billion loss. Right? But, is that a real loss? Right? So, you guys do understand the difference between a realized loss and unrealized loss, right? I thought so. You're smarter than that, right? This is absolutely insane. MicroStrategy's market cap is now worth 10 billion less than their holdings. Oh my God! Oh my God! Well, here's the thing, right? Whenever you see, like, I've seen this happen in the gold markets, right? With other, companies that are gold-backed companies, and their NAV was less than the gold price that they had. And you know what happened? Investors realized that's a buy. So you're telling me I'm getting a company, I'm owning a part of a company, right? Who has Bitcoin as their balance sheet at less than the price of the assets that they have. And since I'm the shareholder and I can own, and I'm the owner of those assets, that means I'm getting Bitcoin for less. Oh, I think that's a good deal. So this is what he's doing, right? A Saylor's issuing pref shares, right? Changed everything for MicroStrategy. Just look at today's 8K. Okay, I got Grok to say, like, hey, listen, this is no big deal, right? I think I could have swore it already analyzed this, right? and found like, okay, that's normal, right? The same time, strategy bought 11 million of BTC that was just coming from home to roost, right? And then it says replies frames the approach as unsustainable, diluting, akin to Ponzi, sparkling debate whether the MicroStrategy BTC prioritize investors' payouts over aggressive accumulation. Sounds like an opinion to me. You keep that. You keep your opinion fun, man. Yes, Ponzi. Michael Saylor is way ahead of y'all. Like, way ahead of y'all. Right? I like this guy saying enough, right? Because he is right when he says that by calling it a fraud, right? Model, the business model is a fraud, right? Means that you are now what's it called? What's that called? Jesus, now I forgot the name of the word. Now, defamatory, right? Is it defamatory? No, I can't remember the goddamn word. But it's liable. You're liable. Yeah, defamatory. There it is. Defamatory. I was right. But anyways, it is. He's got to be careful, Peter Schiff, right? You can't say that, right? I mean, I could, but he can't, right? It's it's just an opinion, right? But he has more sway in the market so that they can sue him. You have to be careful, Peter, right? The bigger you are, right? They're gonna come after you if you cause knowing damage to the company, right? So that's a key thing, right? That even though it might be defamatory, right, and liable, right? He might be liable. They have to then prove that Peter Schiff's words, even though they're false, actually cause damage to the company. So, and it might. I mean, he's got a big enough following, right? But good luck on proving that, right? Okay, so strategies acquired 130 Bitcoin for 11.7 million, right? And a few pennies here and there that they had in their pockets and decided to put it on Bitcoin, right? And so that's what you should be doing, right? Taking a few pennies and putting it on Bitcoin, right? You can do it with T-Sats. Simple as that. Like, put a few dollars in. This is why I created this. And it's safe, right? Because it's not requiring my intervention for it to exist, other than paying for this website. And then this website, it doesn't really matter, right? The application can be downloaded. The whole website can be downloaded. Anyone can run it, and anyone can maintain the whole thing. Not just me. Even you could just run it on your own servers, right? So it doesn't matter. It is completely decentralized. The only issue is whether or not Solana is going to fail, right? So that's it. All right. So if you want to buy Bitcoin, of course, you could always use the exchanges, right? You don't have to buy T-Sats, of course. Okay. Polish president vetoes law regulating crypto assets markets. This is what I've noticed about Polish, leaders. They seem to not do what the IMF and the United States and the EU want them to do. So President Kroll has vetoed a bill that sought to introduce regulation the crypto market in Poland, bringing the country in line with EU. The government argued that the measures were necessary to protect the consumers and ensure Poland's benefits from the market. But the president, who aligned with the opposition, says that they, in fact, pose real threat to the freedoms of Poles and stability of the state. All regulation does is ensures that only a specific class benefits from the asset that they're regulating, and the rest don't. That's what a regulation is all about. Regulation is about is about moving crime to the top. Criminal behavior goes to the top. They're allowed to do anything, and then they move. Because they're now squeezed out everybody, they can actually act criminal. And he understands that this makes it unfair for the average person to actually use the asset. But unfortunately, just so you know, in the past, Polish governments who went against the EU and the IMF, well, they ended up all in a plane crash. So this particular president is not long for this world, which is normal in Poland, right? It happens a lot, okay? Because, I don't know. It seems like Poland is the only country that has non-corrupt, I'm sure they have corrupt politicians, but they're less corrupt than everywhere else, right? I've noticed, right? They don't do dumb things like allow immigrants into their country. And like, if you even think that if you start spewing the nonsense that the mainstream media says about immigrants, I'm going to smack the black off of you, okay? Even though you're white. Because you obviously need to be smacked. All right. Crypto giant Tether is wildly profitable. Can it do more to stop financial crime? Yes, at least 1.4 billion in tokens passed through the crypto wallet linked to scams, hacks, and human trafficking. Okay, it's time. It's time for me to go off. It's time. It's time. Why? Why? Because I'm going to show you something, right? I'm going to show you something, right? It's going to shock you, right? You're going to go, okay, since this Federal Reserve prints the notes, can't they do more to stop crime? Please? I mean, come on. It's your dollars, right? Involved in the crime. Let's just see how many US dollars actually get involved in the crime. Total amount of USD involved in crime activity. Right, I think involved in that criminal activity on average year. Just doll. Let's see. Let's wait for that result. So, with that said, right, you're gonna see like a stinking large number. Whoops. This dollar in terms is roughly around 800 billion, 200 trillion per year. What can we estimate in global illicit money? According to United Nations, the drug and crime globally reach around 2 to 5% of GDP. So in terms, okay, yes, so let's see here. Given the global estimate above, roughly say up to 1 to 2 trillion per year enters an illicit. So, I mean, 1 to 2 trillion. 1 to 2 trillion of US paper money. I said paper money, right? 1 to 2 trillion of your Federal Reserve notes is involved in crime. So, the Fed, what are you doing? Let's not talk about Tether. Let's talk about the 2 trillion you're doing. Please explain yourself. Oh, what? You can't be held responsible for what other people do with your asset. Oh yeah, that's right. So Ford is not responsible for for the bank robbery that criminals do, right? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I thought I missed that one there. I thought for a second there I thought, if somebody does something with an asset that you produce, that means you're a criminal, right? And you should do something about that. Oh, no. Oh, thanks for clearing that up, guys. I mean, for a second there, I thought I just like losing my mind. Oh, damn. Thank you. Wow. It is crazy. Crazy world. Waffles in the background wants to actually, yes, I know Waffles. She's here, meowing away. Me. So there you go. I answer questions. Yes, I do. Yes, Mr. M is secretly training. What do you think? I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm not answering questions, right? But also I'm answering questions. Oh, damn. Waffles is right here. She's right there. She's here, chilling. Right? Oh, man, Jay. Sorry to hear that. But here's the thing. You gain it all back, and you gain what you did gain. You didn't lose everything. You gained experience. You gained knowledge. Not to go leverage, right? And not to leverage everything. Or if you were in the meme coin space, not to put everything in meme coins. And so now you could save in Bitcoin slowly, shortly, right? Take the slow route and make money and save your money. Not make money, save your money. Save your wealth and increase your wealth by holding it for the long term. There you go. Beautiful, right? That's what you gained. You gained great experience. Can you explain why people should buy a non-KYC, BTC, even on KYC crypto gen? They can. Let's talk about that afterwards. Game is depressed. Okay. Alrighty. I guess so. Good morning from London. Good morning. Okay, I'm going to answer this question later. Let's just put a star beside that, right? And get back to you on that. Okay, so make sure you watch all the way to the end. And let's see here. 10 million isn't even a halfway point. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Okay. Alrighty, people just chatting about their particular meme coin on X and so forth. Okay. Alrighty. Oh my gosh. Okay, dude. Really? Dude, we'll talk about that. Okay. Moving back to the news. Right? Now that we cleared that up. Okay, so Europol and partners shut down crypto mixer. Interesting. So they shut down a mixing service, right? That ran from, I believe it was from 2016. There it is. Since the year 2016, over 1.3 billion in Bitcoin were mixed through the service. Deposited funds of various users were pooled along with randomized periods before being distributed. Let's just make this bigger so you guys can see that. There, you guys can read that now. There you go. Randomized period before being distributed to their destination addresses, again at random times. As many digital currencies provide a public ledger of all transactions, mixing services make it difficult to trace specific coins, thus concealing the origin of cryptocurrency. Now that this is gone, right? I'm thinking, right? I already, as a software developer, guys, as a software developer, I'm surprised that the person who built it did not spend the money that he made to make it completely decentralized so that they couldn't take it down. It's very easy to do so, right? In fact, now I'm just thinking, well, no, I just build one, right? Where I just let it run and then that's it. Goodbye. I just walk away. See ya. Because it's not that hard. Now, especially with AI, to build a complete decentralized system that does this, right? And that's going to come. Or either I do it or somebody else does it, right? Because it's going to come. And then that's that. Goodbye. And people should be able to mix their money. And you're like, well, what about the criminals? Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Is that going to really help? Is that going to stop the criminals? Are they really going to stop being criminals because you can't? Because you now can't mix your money and make sure that the government, the real criminals, don't come after you? Oh, I see. You see it now, right? You get it now. They'll be fine. The criminals will be fine if you get locked away, right? For, moving your crypto around, right? Because you bought something that, wasn't illegal before, but now illegal now, right? And you could say, well, that's against the law for them to be retroactive. Yes, I know. I checked that with ChatGPT, and you know what they said? You know what ChatGPT said? Yeah, they don't work that way. They'll just take another law and apply it to your activity. That's what it said, right? They said they're not going to charge you retroactively. They'll just apply another law to you. Oh, damn. Governments. Beautiful, right? That's how they do. So there it is. Even ChatGPT explains it to you. It is what it is, man. They don't like you, they'll come after you. Don't worry. Even without a law, don't worry, they'll come after you. Oh, damn. Okay, U.S. Tether CEO slams S&P rating agency and influencers spreading USDT FUD. Oh, come on, man. You don't have to worry. Why do you have to worry about FUD, right? The only way that you could say, why do you have to say anything? The only reason why your existence is here is because the U.S. government allows it. Just shut the hell up, right? You ain't going anywhere, right? And you could say, well, we're going to lose money to USDC because they're our competition. No, you're not going to lose money to USDC because you're your competition, because somebody talked bad about you. I want you to focus your attention. If I was the USDT, I would not focus my attention on what somebody's saying, whether it's the S&P or individuals talking nonsense. The focus should be not on that, Jack, okay? It's on the fact that somebody, somewhere, is going to politicians, says, here's a bag of money, make this regulation so that USDT won't work. Okay? That's your real problem, dog. That's your real problem. All right? Not the S&P. Downgrade. not the fudsters. Get that through your head. And if you don't play that game, you're gonna lose. And I'm surprised you're not playing that game because honestly, that's the only way you could have gotten this far. I'm just speaking to you, Tyler. Speaking to you. Right? I'm spitting some truth here. Helping you out. All right, moving on. Grayscale to launch U.S. first spot Chainlink ETF via trust conversion. What? Grayscale to launch the U.S.'s first spot. Oh, Chainlink ETF. Okay. Grayscale's Chainlink ETF is expected to launch Tuesday this week, marking the first spot link ETF to enter U.S. markets. Jesus. Wow. Damn. Well, this means there's going to be another, alt season for the high-end alts one day. So any alt that falls into an ETF category, you should be dollar cost averaging into in a percentage basis. But most of it should be in, of course, Bitcoin, of course, just so you know. But if you want to gamble a little bit, right? It looks like all these ETFs are setting up to basically to have another alt season just for the top tier alts. And this will drag up the other alts, of course. But yeah, there it is. That's coming. Crypto payments coming to PlayStation as Sony plans a stablecoin launch in 2026. So the Sony dollar, the S dollar is coming. Really? Come on, man. Everybody's gonna create their own version of what's it called, a lockdown currency. But in the end, right? And it's only gonna happen when people get burned, not when people actually study and realize, yeah, I think I should do that. Go to Bitcoin. What's going to happen is that all these these currencies that can be locked down are going to get locked down, right? And once that happens, you're going to realize, oh, but Bitcoin didn't get locked down. Why? Because it's actually decentralized. Oh, so I guess I should have done that. Yeah, but it's too late because we're going to take that money now. Thank you for coming out. And then they'll say it's to help the retirees, to help the poor people in the street. It's not for the Jamie Dimon, right? So that he could buy gas in his jet. But it's for the poor. You don't want to take all that money, hold all that money, and not give to the poor, do you? Poor. The poor grandma. Mm-hmm. This is all coming. It's all coming. Be ready. Right? So most of you will not be ready. Most of you will have their stocks, right? Bonds, and go, oh well. And you know what? You'll be all right if you made a lot of money because you worked really hard, right? You will be okay. But the problem is not about being okay. Okay, I have to go on the rant. I gotta go on the rant. If you've made a lot of money, right? And let me see here. Let me redo that. If you've made a lot of money, and you think that no matter what happens, you'll be okay, you're right. You will be okay, even when the system takes all that wealth away from you. You will be able to rebuild it, no problem, because you have all the skills you need in order to do so. The issue is not that. The issue is the fact that you have to rebuild. You don't have time to stop the nonsense that caused it in the first place. You don't have time to prevent other people from losing their wealth again. So the people who've taken your wealth will have advantage over you and advantage over everybody else that they wiped out. So that means you with the money that you have worked hard for need to own assets they cannot take. So that when you have to rebuild, you were building from a base of not just knowledge and abilities, but wealth. So that you can stop those mofos. Thank you. Please buy Bitcoin. Please. All right, rant over. Okay, altcoin liquidity vanishes as capital crowds into Bitcoin. I don't agree with that statement. Really, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance is like, okay, so we just pumped from here for the last 2 weeks. I mean, come on, man, a little bit. We just pumped a little bit. We're only at the 60% level. And we haven't from this dump here, we've gone sideways basically. And this is not good. This is if I were to be deadly honest with this 13 EMA on the 2 week, unless we get above this is a bearish situation and we're rolling over basically. We're rolling over down. And so that means the alts might outperform Bitcoin for a little while longer. Let's see if we hold the 57% if we do roll over, and then see what happens. If we break the 57%, basically that is a head and shoulders pattern, unfortunately. Right here. Let's just take a look at that, right? You can see, let's just draw with circles here. This is one shoulder, this is another shoulder, right? That's the head. Right? And this is the neckline. So we do that, we are headed, this dominance is headed downward to the 48%, to this particular, this green support, the 47% green support. So there it is. So I don't know about that, right? Don't agree with that too much. So yeah, I'm not saying you should run out and buy alts. I think you should hold Bitcoin even in this stormy weather. The reason why is because Bitcoin eventually will get to the 95% and wipe everything else out because it will be money. And this is why you want to go over to x.dj15.com. Links in the description below. Alrighty. Let's see here. The BTC supply squeeze is almost complete. The long-term holders are locking up 74% of the available Bitcoin supply. No, that's good. Yeah, well, I mean, they might be locking it up, but there's still enough supply that will actually make a difference to cause the prices to go down, right? That's the issue, right? And that's all that's needed. Now, it doesn't mean the price will go down that much because the people those other 74% like me will be gladly able to buy at a lower price. Glad, right? I've got some cash on the side, just waiting for them. That's dollar costing average into that beautiful price dip. Please give it to us, please. Michael Saylor says, hey, he has to sell all his Bitcoin if it goes low. So push the price down so we can get some. All right, I'm gonna get to the Q&A because I realize that my time is almost up. And I'm gonna answer some questions here. Let's see here. Is there any more questions? Any news for TSATs? Let's just talk about that. Let's see here. in a second. Let me just get any other news, any other questions that you guys got. All right, that's it. Okay, so next question. Can you explain why people should buy non-KYC BTC even on non-KYC crypto in general? I mean, you don't have to, right? It doesn't matter really if you buy on a non-KYC or a KYC exchange. You can say, well, you're going to be tracked. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're going to be tracked, maybe, but if you buy it and don't sell it, then you'll be fine, right? They don't track you until after the fact, right? After the fact. So, if that's the case, you might want to think about it for a second, right? You might want to plan a little bit ahead, right? And say, okay, right? That's why there's a lot of people there's a lot of people who've lost Bitcoin, and I feel sorry for them, right? Like myself, right? I've lost some Bitcoin, and I reported it lost, and it's gone forever, right? And then those damn thieves, they put it through a mixer, and it's gone. Well, I don't know where it's gone. Right? 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 And that's the same thing that happened to your Bitcoin, right? 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 I hope you get it. And if you don't, that's too bad. You will always suffer. Okay. How do you know Bitcoin is not a CIA psyop? Because I always hear this when debating, and can wallets be frozen? What do you think? Okay. You're not a software developer, right? This is why you think this way, right? As a software developer, I know for a fact that this is not possible, right? Just like, how do I know that gravity is not a CIA psyop? It exists. It can't be undone. It can't be changed. There's no one can change the gravitational constant, right? So, with that said, the same principle applies with a lot of the technology involved with Bitcoin, right? A lot of the technology. Let me give you an example. A hash, right, is an example. Can you reverse a hash to get the data, original data, especially if it's a long number of number of datas, right? The data's huge, and reverse it, small hash, right, resulting value, into the original data. Is there any possible way? There's no. Zero. Zero, zero, zero. Absolute zero. And you can ask AI now, right, for that question. Now, why did I say hash? Well, Bitcoin that's part of the Bitcoin technology. So, with that said, let's move on to the bigger picture, right? How can you be sure? You just ask AI to go over the code yourself and ask it questions. Keep asking questions, assuming that it's wrong, because it can be wrong, right? And it often is wrong. And so you keep, and it will eventually go, oh yes, you're right. Look at that. That's logical. Because if you give it logical questions and corner it, it will give you a logical answer outside of the main matrix. Okay? Because it's a thinking machine. So if you provide it with 1 + 1 = 2, right? Can it be changed? No? Oh, okay. Okay. Right? Then it goes, yeah. The same applies with Bitcoin. So there's a logical answer to that could help you, right? If you use an AI, right? So Going back to the question, how do I know? Because I can read the source code. I understand how the system and the protocol works. I understand that it's an absolute mathematical system. I understand, right, how private keys work. I understand how public keys work. I understand all these key systems so that I know it cannot be messed with. No one can take my crypto. No one can freeze my wallet. No one can do any of those things. Okay? I know that. Just like you know, if you jump off a fracking building, you're gonna die. Okay? Without a parachute. Okay? You're gonna die. You're gonna hurt, or you're gonna seriously hurt yourself. Okay? Why do you know that? Because gravity's there. Right? And the same rules apply with this. You just need to know how the system works. And once you know that, then you know the CIA has nothing to do with it. In fact, it's more closer to the NSA than it is the CIA, by the way. Because, the only reason why it's closer to the NSA, because a randomizer, the specific randomizer that was used in Bitcoin when it first developed, was the only randomizer that the NSA did not have a backdoor to. You could not have gotten that lucky, right? So there you go. There it is. Are you agree with Caspa's hit $10? Da Vinci, not Jeremy. Da Vinci. Jeremy's my last name. Da Vinci's my first. Try to get that right. Okay. It's possible, right? But let's just take a look. I mean, here's the thing, right? Eventually, all these crypto assets will blow up into crazy numbers, but only because the dollar collapses, right? You should price them against gold or Bitcoin, and then see what the price will really be. But don't expect that anytime soon. Those numbers, right? You can hold it for a while, right, and just hold, and then. But you know what? Bitcoin will probably outpace it. Any news for TSAT? TSAT, well, there's no new news for TSAT, right? Just that, it's a system that allows you to buy Bitcoin. And so I am going to be building other things. I'm just not going to talk about it right now. And when I am finished, then I will tell you. That's it. But there will be news. All right, thank you guys for watching. Right, it's been a slice, man. Sorry I couldn't get to all your questions and stuff like that. There's so many questions, so many good questions out there, and I appreciate you guys. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Peace. Oops.